Hey guys, okay, so I have a really small book haul today, and I'm really excited about the three books I picked up, and I've also got like a buy-side um, magazine thingy that I wanted to show you for all the Indians out there who like watching Indian TV shows and movies and stuff. I went and saw, sorry for all of you non-Indians, but I went and saw Ye Jawani Hai Diwani. I am obsessed. I saw it on my own for the first time, and it was the first time I'd gone to the cinema on my own as well, so it was like a fun experience. I had 6 hours to kill in the city, and I had to do something with my time, so that's what I decided to do, and it was the best movie, and I'm going to see it again next week, I think twice, so I'm super excited. Anyway, if you have a chance to see that movie, it's amazing, and I think it's my favourite film of at least 2013. Okay, so I'm going to go through my books. The first one is Pride and Prejudice, and yes, if I compare it to, say, my psychology book, I bought this. I have Pride and Prejudice in a huge compilation of Austen works. But that's not easy to carry around, and Pride and Prejudice is one of those books that I consider to be an easy read for me. And it's something that I like to read just, once every couple of months if I feel like reading a romance. I know it's not just a romance, but it's one of my favourite books, and it's so little, this version, and that's why I picked it up. So that I could chuck it in any kind of handbag if I didn't know what I was going to do that day. I have days where I just kind of go off on my own in the city, so I'll just have one day every couple of months where it's just me time. I go out in the city, I explore the city, and that's literally all I do. And it involves a lot of public transport, so sometimes I just want to read something. So it looks like this, and the cover's really pretty. It's got these flowers and stuff. It's by John Murray. And it's by Flipback Books. So I'm going to check out what other Flipback books they've got, because this is a really cool idea. And they've just got, that's what the pages look like. So yeah, I really like that. And then the cover also comes off like that. Not completely, of course, but just, making it easier to flip. And this was, I think, $20, which is a bit expensive, but it's one of my favourite books, so I didn't mind spending that much money on it. The next one is super exciting. I've already started reading this, and you can already kind of see. It's Douglas Adams, The Ultimate Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, 5 novels in one outrageous volume. Now, this isn't the best, quality book, because I don't know if you can tell, it's really, I don't know, the cover is it's a very paperback book, but it's not like a stiff paperback, it's more of a floppy. The pages are also really thin, but I finally got all 5, and I don't know if you can see how much I've read. I read this much on the train today. I read another book that I bought on the train as well. And just, I'm liking it so far, and I'm so glad I've got this. I'm about to start holidays from university, so I'm super excited. This is what I'm going to be reading if I'm not on the train, because this is a huge book to carry around with me. And then the last book I picked up on a whim, I hadn't heard anything about it, and I haven't seen any reviews on it. But I really liked this cover, this penguin cover, and it's got that special penguin thing on it. I've got The Scarlet Letter, which I still have to read, in this kind of cover thing as well, by Penguin. And it's The Invisible Man by H.G. Wells, and I haven't read anything by H.G. Wells, I don't think. I started reading this as well. It wasn't as fast-paced or as interesting as The Hitchhiker's Guide, but I think that it's an interesting concept, and you're kind of getting the perspective of someone who's invisible. I mean, sometimes when you think about magic powers that you'd like to have, sometimes being invisible sounds like an awesome thing, but you get to kind of see it from the other viewpoint. And I'm up to, chapter 8 or 9, and it's a thin book, and when I'm not sure, when I go to a bookstore and I'm not sure what I want to read, I don't have a lot of time to just get into a really thick book. I have whatever time I have on the train when I'm not doing assignments. So I tend to pick the thinner books because they're easier to finish, and I tend to read the thinner classics that way. The thicker ones I tend to read on holidays. So I just thought I would pick it up, and I really liked the cover. The cover's really gorgeous. And it's just your typical. And this was also, this was $10. this one was 30. I just bought it from Dimex, so I didn't buy it online or whatever, and then this was 20. And then, oh, I finished a book as well, so I might grab that. Today was like the day of reading on the train for me. I finished this. This was amazing. I would give this like 4 out of 5. I loved it. And it's not the type of book I would normally read. I tend to read more classic books. I read this because of, I can't remember what her name is, but she reviewed it and suggested this book, and I picked it up on a whim, and I absolutely adore it, and I cannot wait to read more of the Disco World kind of books by Terry Pratchett, because this is amazing. I also read Ruby Red, which is a popular YA book at the moment. I can't remember who read it and loved it, but I read Ruby Red and I'm addicted, and I've already booked, I've asked Dimex I've ordered in from Dimex, and I'll be getting Sapphire Blue in a couple of weeks. And then the last thing I got in the mail was Vision Asia's new magazine, and for all of you who don't know what Vision Asia is, it is a Indian TV guide. So I've got satellite TV for Vision Asia, obviously, and this is like their TV guide, but it's also got like interviews, and Ranveer Singh is on the cover, and that's what he looks like. I'm not a huge fan of Ranveer Singh, but you know, he's okay, and I'm just really excited. It's got Anushka in the middle, so I'm excited to read all the interviews and stuff in that. I don't buy magazines unless I'm in India, because I only like the Indian magazines, or those really cool fashiony ones, but they're super expensive here, so I never buy them. I buy books instead. So yeah, I haven't made a video in a really long time, and I'm sorry about that, but yeah, I will see you all in my next video, whenever that is. Bye!